There's an excellent 11-race programme coming up at Sha Tin on Sunday. And if you head to the website, the audio and video section there, you'll find a race-by-race rundown, individual ones. And also, you'll have an in-depth look at 2 of the races there on Racing to Win. So that'll take you, that button there, into Racing to Win. We'll just focus on the 2 of the main races. The other 11 races all split up one by one. We start off with the Griffins on Sunday, over 1,000 metres, and we do see the return of a very exciting horse of Frankie Lawes. Hopefully we'll get time to talk about him in a second. I'm still joined, though, by Tom Biddington from the SCMP. Tom, we're looking ahead now to the end of the season of the trainers and the jockeys title race. We'll start off with the jockeys. Is the race over?
Yes, in a word, yes. Joe Moreira's too far ahead. He's done a super job. He's had an amazing season. And, yeah, he's got Zach covered.
Yeah, I mean, mathematically it's still possible, but as far as run chases go, it's looking less and less likely as the weeks go by. But still, they've both posted big numbers once more. Yeah,
it's been a huge effort from Joe, particularly bouncing back. Zach won the last 3 titles, and for Joe to come back the way he has, and with the support from Casper Founds and John Size, and perform the way he has, it's been a super job.
We touched on Karras and what a great season he's had as well. Alexi Badel has been a fantastic year for him with his 50, and Vincent Ho snapping his heels. Obviously, the star of the show for Vincent has been Golden 60. What a year that's been.
Yeah, 5 Group 1s for him. He's leads all comers in that department in Hong Kong this year, so super job for him. Yeah, Alexi's, in his first full-time season here, he's done amazingly well, and Karras keeps ticking along as normal.
The one thing we didn't touch on with Luke, actually, that made me think about this is seeing those numbers up there, that someone like Luke Ferrars who's coming here is used to riding lots of winners, but they don't come as fast or as often as they do riding in South Africa or Europe or Australia or anything like that. So that's a different mentality. It's something you've got to get your head around, isn't it, as well?
Certainly one of the huge challenges being in Hong Kong. There's only 2 meetings a week. What are we working with? About 19 races every week at the moment. You're not always on the good horses. The best chances tend to go to Zach and Joe. So you have to sort of get used to not winning regularly, and you can't just go to the country or go to the bush and get a quick kill and get some confidence back. You need to work through it here. So that's something that he's going to have to get his head around.
Yeah, it's not saying he can't ride a lot of winners. I'm sure he can, but to say it's hard work. They don't come easy. Anyway, moving on to the trainers' title race, and this is a bit closer fought here. Casper Founds, he's actually opened up 4 on John Size now, with Frankie Lord, Danny Sherman, Francis Loyne not too far away, but it looks like it's settling down between Casper and John to find this one out.
Yeah, this looks to be a 2-horse race. Would certainly have Casper as the favourite at this stage. He looks to be the one, 4 wins clear, and he tends to finish his seasons a little bit stronger than John does. John, obviously, superstar trainer, 11-time champion, and amazing at what he does, but he does his best work during the middle stages of the season and tends to taper off a little bit late. So he'll really need to get going, and Casper Founds really wants to win this title, and he's going to throw the kitchen sink at it. So I think he's the man to beat at the moment. Yeah, and it's got very close in the past between those 2 as well in previous seasons. I noticed John actually debuts a few on the weekend. The one I'm particularly interested in is Blaze Warrior. So plenty of trials as well. Yeah, just the lazy 14 trials. He's been in Hong Kong for over a year, but and finally gets his chance to go to the races. I think it looks a good chance in that race. OK, so we'll look out for Blaze Warrior as well. I suppose while we're talking about the weekend, we might as well talk about Master 8 as well. Tom, he'll go round in race number 8 as well. It was a super debut from him. Up in class, though, on the weekend. What do you think? I think he'll win easily. I think he's a genuine sort of rising star of Hong Kong. I think he can be a group horse, next season. He looks just a jump and run sprinter, heaps of ability, does everything right. And I know, speaking to Joe Moreira, that he's very confident that he can get the job done on Sunday. Yeah, he was 1.7 on debut. I'd imagine he'd be pretty short once more. He goes around in race number 8. Remembering it's an 11-race programme on the weekend with a number of races on the all-weather as well. So it's a mixed programme with the 11 races. We're on air from 12. The first race, the Griffins over the 1,000 metres, that kicks off at 12:30. Now, there's no midweek meeting at Happy Valley because we have Royal Ascot from Tuesday through to Saturday. So we've got plenty of group racing to get our teeth into regardless. We return to Happy Valley the following Wednesday with the countdown well and truly on towards the end of the season. That the next meeting a week on Sunday, Tom, at Sha Tin is our final group races of the season as well. It's the Premier Cup and the Premier Plate. We might have 2 Sky horses locking here, Sky Fields and Derby winner Sky Darcy over the 1,400 metres. Yeah, well, Sky Darcy did a super job winning first up after the Hong Kong Derby over 1,600 metres. And it was really interesting to hear Casper Founds talk about how he thinks he might be, he's versatile enough to be a sprinter or a miler. So the fact that, looking ahead to December, he could be in the sprint or the mile. That's really interesting, and obviously a very talented horse, and great to see him come back. And if he does go around in the Group 3, he'll be very hard to beat.
Yeah. Wellington, Sky Darcy, Sky Darcy, Golden 60. Which way do you want to go, I suppose? But there you go. Those are the options for next year. Tom, thanks for your time today. Enjoy the racing on the weekend, and Royal Ascot next week as well.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're going to leave you with a Royal Ascot Classic from 2012. This was Little Bridge winning the King's Stand. Favourite for this race. It was a good lineup as well. It was Hortensia for Australia and Whiz Kids as well. They went off, couldn't be split at the head of the market, but it was Danny Shum's Little Bridge who was a little bit too good on the day. Before we see the race, we'll hear from Zach Purton reminiscing on what was a very special moment. So enjoy this. We'll see you again on Sunday, bringing all the action from Hong Kong direct to you.
It was a great day. I got great memories of the trip. I only spent a couple of days there. I flew in the morning before the race and flew out the night of the race. So I was only there for those 2 days, but we packed a lot into that period of time, and obviously being able to win the race was what made it special.
What was it like riding at one of the world's great racing festivals?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was the first time I'd been to the UK, and Frankel running the first race, so I was able to see him as well. And you get to see the Queen and everyone else that's there. So, all in all, it's a great meeting, and I'm glad I was able to take part in it.
You mentioned the Queen. Did you actually get to meet the Queen at all?
I didn't get to meet her, but I did see her. Not really knowing the rules over there. I walked out where she gets out of the carriage in the parade ring, and it's still part of the jockey's room, but there's all glass around there's glass windows around the front of it, and me thinking it was a jockey's room, I sort of walked out with no shirt on, and I was standing there, and she stopped and gave me a smile as she walked past, and I couldn't work out why. And then when I turned around, everyone was there with their blazers on, their suits, all dressed up. So she certainly noticed me, but I didn't get to meet her personally, but through the glass was as close as I got.
What about the track itself? 1,000 metres riding down that long straight there, and with 21 other rivals in the race.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. We have straight racing here, so it was much the same as that. But there was a little bit of undulation and a couple of speed humps in the track. But yeah, it's a great surface. I think it'd be a little bit different if I was going around the circle. But it was a great result for Hong Kong, and hopefully they can send another horse over there sometime soon.
More towards the near side. Trying to do best there is a more prop with Soul Power, but action's out in the centre. Tangerine Trees leading Little Bridge. Pontiac Claim, Hortensia, Stepper Point, Bated Breath with the pink cap. Also staying on his Spirit Court. Soul Power doing best of the near side group. It's Little Bridge for Hong Kong, who leads the King's Stand from Bated Breath. Soul Power trying to come home strongly for Ireland, but driven out towards the line. It's Little Bridge for Zach Purton. It's going to win for Danny Shum, the King's Stand for Hong Kong.